Are you watching this show, Briggs on Books, to pick the next book you're going to read? There's a very interesting book out right now, The Tears of Wednesday. And not only do I have the book here, I also have the author, who's our special guest. Welcome, author R.L.McKenzie. Welcome, Rebecca.
Well, hi. Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me to be a guest on your show, Mike.
I like to, I'm always trying to pick the next book I'm going to read. And if I could meet the author and get some of their background and know a little bit about them, it's more exciting to pick their book. So hopefully people watching today will pick this book, The Tears of Wednesday. Here's the cover. Tell us about it, Rebecca.
Okay, so The Tears of Wednesday. I was born on a Wednesday, so I was keen on the days that people were born. I would say it's mainly a chilling story about a mother and her four daughters. So the superstitions, visions, premonitions of the main character, Ruby Anderson. I always say when life happens, as it does, what even is a fairy tale ending. So I would probably say it's a book of love, shock, and horror.
Now, you have a British accent. Are you in London?
I am, yes. So it's evening time for me, but I think it's morning time for you.
It's about 11 a.m. here and what, about 7 p.m. there?
Yes, 7 p.m. So just starting to unwind.
Great.
And I do love your accent.
I have an accent. That's fun.
You do. I love it.
Now, by the way, McKenzie's kind of a famous name in London. Are you related to the boxers?
Indeed, yes. So I'll start with my father, Clinton McKenzie, former British and European champion. And of course, there's my uncle, Duke, who's 3 times world champion, and my brother, Leon McKenzie.
Ah, nice. And did you ever get into the boxing?
Well, if I'd known that women's boxing was going to take off, I definitely would have chosen it as a career and made some big money. But no, it was never for me. I think I've got a devastating hook, but I don't like to receive. So
it's amazing. I really enjoyed watching it in the Olympics.
Yes. My father fought in the Olympics.
Wow.
To Sugar Ray Leonard.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, what's your background? What do you do for a living? How did you come up with the idea of this book?
Well, I'm a counsellor, cognitive behavioural therapist. I work for an employment assistant program, Health Assured. And I would say writing came about. I always had a drama background. I loved drama. I was always writing stories when I was young. I grew up on Enid Blyton. So I had big imagination. But I suppose this came about, The Tears of Wednesday. It was quite special to me, really, because I had to undergo life-changing surgery. So I did question my purpose in life if I hadn't have made it. And I really wanted to just, I think, be heard, get my my sort of who I am as a person and write my story. So I had all of the time to write it. God gave me that time. So I decided to come out with my book, so my first one.
Kind of based around the superstitions of or your idea came about the superstitions, what people think about when people are born, days of the week and things like that.
Yes, yeah. There's the saying, Wednesday's child is full of woe. And there was a famous poem as well about Monday's child. That was penned sort of quite in the early on times, but it always really interested me. So I had a few ideas of where I wanted to go with it. But I wrote it mostly with improvisation. My plots came, my characters came. It was very exciting from chapter to chapter, and here we are today.
Is this your only book?
This is my first book. It's only that I read it again and I thought, oh, do you know what? I've got another book in the making here. So I'm writing my second book. I'm on chapter 18, and it's going to be a sequel to The Tears of Wednesday.
We have so many viewers who are writing books and trying to get their first book out. So I always like to say, congratulations, you did it. You wrote one, you got it out. How long did it take to write? And then after you wrote it, how long did it take to get it published and out there?
It is a really difficult process. And I think this is where boxing in the blood came handy, because you have to have thick skin. And, that chin, it was there. I felt like being knocked out plenty of times. And I think in culture, being a black woman as well, it was really challenging. So For myself, writing just was easy. I enjoyed it. I wrote the book probably within a year. I was over keen and I was very excited, so I did submit it, and I had a few come back, a few not so good come back, and then I sort of sat down and reflected on my options, and I went with a contract that I thought was really decent, and that process was really long. It was really tedious actually, because it was getting the illustration. Of course, there's the proofreadings, the editing, there's the tracking, then there's sort of, going back, paraphrasing, and then you sort of have a certain amount of time to say, okay, this is finalized, get it back to them. And then I'd probably say, in all honesty, once you submit it, it could probably take another year before you even think about getting published. Yeah. And then once you are, it's a really, really good feeling. It's quite surreal, but you have to have a strong belief system.
Do you think the second book will go smoother?
I believe so, but I'm very optimistic, and I feel like I've got a good marketing team and I've got good publishers anyway. Who knows what can happen,
Yeah. Now, I call you Rebecca McKenzie. Your author name is R.L.McKenzie. And on the screen, we have your web address, rlmckenzie.com. What would our viewers find if they go to your website?
They would find lots of mental health stuff. So if anybody is out there and you're needing support, writing is an escapism as well. So there's lots of information for you on how to receive support. And then with my author page, you'll find a little bit more about the Tears of Wednesday, my latest projects, magazines that have been involved. And I will be putting you up here as well, Mike Briggs, on my website.
Okay. Well, when the next book comes out, or anytime you want, we'd love to have you back on the show. We really like to be an international show like this, and you honor us by coming on, all the way from London.
I know. Hopefully I'll get on a plane and I'll come out to you.
Come on out. Yeah, come to the studio live. We're way past time. I could talk to you all day long, but any last thoughts about the book or anything you want to discuss with our viewers?
Please read. There's so many people that support authors and buy the books, but everybody's busy now. So the readers, please read. And then, of course, reviews always help. So honest reviews, but kind ones.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, always give a little review. Oh, where can our viewers buy the book?
It's available to order at Waterstones, available to buy Amazon and Olympia Publishers.
Very good. Our guest is R.L. McKenzie. Thank you so much for coming on the show. And for our viewers, don't go anywhere. We're going to have another author right after this. We'll be right back.
Thank you.